everybody. I am so happy to be here. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. And I am leaving you this video to give you a little bit of a sense for where we are going this semester. This course that you are taking with me is EDL 657, called Principles of Organizational Leadership. I've taught this class numerous times over the past 8 or 9 years. It is truly one of my very most favorite classes to teach at SUNY Cortland, and that is really because of you. I so much enjoy getting to know my students, and I really enjoy learning from you about what is happening in schools, your experiences of schools, and also seeing the way that you put the ideas from this class into conversation with your practice and how you envision yourselves to be in the future and today as leaders and the kind of leader you'd like to be. So I really enjoy seeing that develop. We are very much thinking centrally in this course about organizations. And by organizations, we are particularly interested in schools as organizations. We could also think about districts as organizations. And so those are the central points of analysis. But we are essentially taking from organizational theory some key concepts. Now, you may be familiar with organizational theory or not, but it comes primarily out of the field of business. And I think there's a lot of really useful points for us. And of course, we are all very critical about people who believe that schools should be run similar to businesses. That is potentially a very problematic approach. And yet, the field of business does have a lot of takeaways that I think are useful for us. So that is why we are linking those things. We will be reading several books. One is by Lisa Delpit, and that one is early on in the semester. It's in the first week of class, and you will be digging into thinking about race and thinking about race in schools and race in leadership and race and teaching. And then we will dive into a text by Bowman and Deal, and it's a thick textbook that contains four main chapters, I would say, or four main parts. You are very welcome to skim this book. It is a lot. You absolutely do not have to read all of the assigned chapters in that book. However, I really do want for you to choose selective aspects from the text that speak to you and dig into those deeply. So I do want you digging in. I want you to engage deeply. And I also recognize you all have lives, and those lives are very important. And so finding that balance will be crucial. In this class, I do look for a very deep engagement from my students with the curriculum. And essentially what we are doing in this class is we are thinking very deeply about schools and how we can think about schools differently. So I'm trying to stretch your brain beyond the habituated ways that we look at schools and the habituated ways that we also look at problems that take place within schools. Each week, you will be reading a different theoretical approach to thinking about organizations, and you will have identified a problem early on within your practice, and you will use these theories as lenses. So you will put on the lens of, for example, human resources frame, and you'll look through that frame at this problem that you will be developing and seeing what that frame reveals about the problem at hand. So that really leads into the central component of this course, which is we are running an overall project. You can see the syllabus here. I definitely would like you to read that carefully, but I'm cruising through to show you the central thing we're working on. It is called the 4-part organizational analysis paper. And in this paper, you'll be working in a group of 3 to 4 students to identify and develop a problem. It should be a problem that faces many locations, not just your very specific location, but a problem of schooling. And then you will be developing either a real or a fictional environment in which this problem takes place. Throughout the course, you will be looking at this problem through various angles. So again, you'll be identifying a problem in a small group. You'll be working collaboratively on this project. And then each week you'll have something else due that is essentially like a chapter of a paper that you are writing. So you can see, you get a sense here for how long it is and things like that. Now, one thing I'd like to note, and I think I mentioned this earlier, is that in the past I have run this as an individual project. However, this semester we are going to do it differently, and we will be running it as a group project instead. And I think this is really nice because it gives you a chance to get to know your peers in the class. It also gives you a chance to put your heads together, think about the problem through a range of angles, and different people will have different insights on the nature of the problem. So you can really use it as a chance to both develop your network as well as to think collaboratively and collectively, just like leaders have to do within schools. You will also see within the syllabus, and this is also reflected on our course homepage on Brightspace, you will see that there is a class schedule with assignments. I hope this is clear. You will see there's quite a lot to do in that first week. So please just follow the directions. It's top heavy, meaning that much of the work is done in the early stages of the semester. And then by the end of the semester, it feels lighter. So do expect that you will have significant work, especially I would say in the first 4 to 5 weeks of this course, and then it will lighten significantly after that point. And this is the final paper that you will be writing. One thing I'll do, I would like to show you briefly how to navigate the website. So if you look at our website, view it as a student. So you can see here that you've got a content tab. That's a really useful tab here. And under that, it says information and content. So under information, you have a link to your syllabus. You have a Google folder for our class, and I'd like to show that to you right now. This is what that looks like. And you have in here all kinds of materials. You will be assigned to a group, and then you will work within your group on the project that you all develop together. You'll also see this is a really important document here, the assignment book instructions booklet, and I will also create some videos to supplement the assignment booklet as we go as well. I have created documents for each group, so I am hoping this will make the process feel less clunky and easier so that there's a framework set up for you for your group work right from the beginning. That essentially gives you an overview of where we are going this semester. One thing to note is if you click on content, you will see you have the instructions similar. It's the same as from the syllabus, but there's also links here to the readings and then links to in the first week, you have several discussion. I am really looking forward to seeing you at our first class together. And I am going to do my best to create a series of videos this semester that will supplement your materials. Please do let me know if there is more I can offer to you. And that is one thing I'd like to emphasize is that every semester, every single semester, there are several students who really, really can use some help early on. And the biggest mistake people make is waiting to reach out. The first, I will say, setting your problem statement, which I'll talk about in a subsequent video, but that often it can be a little tricky to nail it down correctly. So don't hesitate to reach out. I am here for you. I would love to support you with that. So do feel free to reach out at any time. You have my cell number, which is on the syllabus. You are welcome to text me, and you can also email me. Either way, give me a bunch of time and we will figure something out. Thank you so much.